Billy Currington on B105. It is the Breakfast Club with Ken and Lauren. Ken will be in here in just a bit. He'll recap his big Green Bay weekend and, going to the Vikings versus the Packers game, all that good stuff. But it's also an amazing day because it is the start of Halloween season. It is October 1st, 31 days till Halloween. This is like better than Christmas for me. This is just like the best day ever. So if you love Halloween as well, I'm one of your people. Today's sunny with a high near 61 and breezy. We'll talk to Leah's Mirko from WDIO around 8:30 to see if fall is here to stay, but otherwise great time. Blake and Honeybee on B105. It is your B105 Buzz brought to you by East Central Energy, member-owned, homegrown, community-focused since 1936. Today, something that's trending actually that everybody's talking about is the fact that it's actually going to feel like fall. Today we had an amazing September. It was super warm. Felt like summer, and today, just a weird coincidence, October 1st, when it really feels like fall, is when we're going to drop into the 60s. So sunny with a high near 61 in Duluth and breezy. So not too shabby. Now, there's always a lot of signs that winter is coming, and one of those is when our seasonal businesses start to close for the season. So in case you missed me talking about it briefly yesterday, or you didn't see this on our B105 app, Gordy's Hi-Hat and the Portland Malt Shop, they both are officially closed for the season. They closed for good Sunday, and, they will reopen. They always do in the new year, but it just means we have to get through a pretty long winter before we can eat at either of those. But, it was fun while it lasted. We'll appreciate both Gordy's and the Portland Malt Shop more, just like we always do when we can't just go get it anytime we want. You know what I mean? So read more about that, B105country.com. And then, of course, today is a huge day in the Northland. It is Grandma's Marathon Registration Day. Registration for all three races, the half, the full, the 5K, opens at 7 o'clock tonight. And there's actually a fun little registration run at about 6 o'clock. It takes off from Hoops, and it's put on by the Hoops Run Club, and then you can get a discounted drink after, and there's a raffle with Grandma's Marathon merch and some really fun stuff. And we had Zach from Grandma's on yesterday to talk about that as well. So it's going to be a very exciting day, October 1st. I'm not going to bring that up every 5 minutes, but it's just, who doesn't love October 1st? All those stories and more on B105country.com and your B105 app. Coming up, I'm going to randomly draw the first winner of our Lee Bryce app contest, so keep it here on B105. Tyler Hubbard dancing in the country on B105. Today, it is going to actually feel like fall. We're looking at sunshine with a high near 61 and breezy. And, of course, as promised, I am going to randomly select a winner of our Lee Bryce contest. Now, don't worry, it's going on today, tomorrow at 6:20, Thursday at 6:20, Friday at 6:20. Lee Bryce is going to be at Deck Symphony Hall Thursday, March 27th. Yesterday, I told you that, and I said enter to win a pair of tickets before they go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. on our B105 app. So I randomly drew a winner. Congratulations, Mackenzie Bulf. Hopefully I said your last name right. Mackenzie Bulf, you are our first winner of the Lee Bryce contest. And don't be sad if you haven't won yet. We still have all week, but just make sure you enter right now on our Lots to talk about today in Lauren's Country Lowdown. So let's just get right to it. We now know who is hosting the CMA Awards this year. So the past 2 years, it has been Luke Bryan and Peyton Manning, and they're actually hilarious together, and they say that they've had so much fun. Peyton Manning says it's an honor to be able to host it, even though, he's not like a country music star. But this year, they're also throwing in some girl power, and Lainey Wilson is going to be joining them. This isn't a surprise because I feel like everybody is just adding Lainey Wilson because she's such a big star. Of course, she is the Entertainer of the Year, the reigning Entertainer of the Year. She is nominated for the award once again. So with this announcement, they released a video, and it's Luke Bryan and Peyton Manning driving in a car, and then Hang Tight Honey by Lainey comes on. They're both singing it, and then Lainey pops up from the back seat. So it is really funny. And, she has been in Yellowstone. She's really branched out. She does a lot more than just music. So we'll see how she does when she's hosting. She's also nominated for a bunch of awards, like I said, including Entertainer of the Year. And so it's going to be a good show. I think that it's been a really big year in country music. So I don't think all the categories are as locked as they usually are. So anyways, see the nominees and that fun announcement, B105country.com. Luke Combs, he's always doing good, and he's making plans to help hurricane victims in his home state. We all know Hurricane Helene has just been wreaking havoc all across the southeastern part of the United States. And he said over the weekend that he's heartbroken for everyone impacted, especially his parents in Western North Carolina. And so he says, I'm going to send prayers and well wishes, but I'm also going to try to do something for the aftermath. Because, these people, these businesses, everything, they have to rebuild from the ground up. So he said, me and my team have been making some calls. I think we have something really special lined up to help the Carolinas as much as we can. More details to come ASAP. So looking forward to that. And then Morgan Wallen says that his family is safe as well, and he also commits to helping storm victims. He said, my family in East Tennessee is safe, but he said that, there's a lot of people that have been hit hard by the storm, so he's working on doing something as well. He says it's going to take a monumental effort in order to, help these people, but he says, I'm in contact with my team and others working on ways to help. So read more about that, B105country.com and our B105 app. I love to see it. Love seeing the biggest stars in country music doing good. And, of course, last but not least, Lee Brice. He is coming to Deck Symphony Hall Thursday, March 27th. I announced that yesterday. We kicked off our contest right away. I just drew my first winner for our app-exclusive contest at 6:20. And so I just want to tell you, if you haven't entered yet, make sure you do that right now on our B105 app. And then every weekday this week at 6:20, we're going to randomly draw. From those of you that have entered, you don't have to call and claim or anything, but you do want to enter, and then tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. So you're getting in before you can win.
B105 Breakfast Club, Ken and Lauren, good morning. Here we go, 7:10 laugh off, a minute early. That's okay. We got the brain teaser question and stuff to get to this morning.
Yep, so it is your decision who goes first because you went on Friday.
You can go first.
Okay. Ken, what is a cow's favorite musical note? B flat. B flat.
Oh, get it now.
My execution wasn't great.
That's okay.
Can't win them all,
Lauren, why couldn't the sailor finish the alphabet? He kept getting lost at sea.
That was good. Ken, what always comes at the end of September? The letter R.
Same with October. You could use that one next one.
I could,
November,
but I was using
December.
it for now. And you didn't laugh, but that's okay.
Lauren, why is it so difficult to become a magician? It's just full of trick questions.
That was good.
Yeah.
Ken, what is a tree's favorite show to watch? Leaf It to Beaver.
What is that? What is it? I don't get it.
It to Beaver instead of Leave It to Beaver.
I thought you said leave it to be her, and I didn't know what that meant. That was my bad. That was my bad.
That was your bad for sure.
Well, okay. Well, this isn't
going well.
Come on now. Okay, I'll go with this one. Lauren, I lost 3 fingers in a tragic accident. I asked the doctor if I could still drive with it. He said maybe, but I wouldn't count on it.
Okay.
Oof. That's
dark.
Well, it is October.
And also, one of us had to laugh. So.
Well, I'm sorry I didn't hear you correctly. Yeah. That's okay. Hey, we're going to turn this all around. Don't you worry, because we have the brain teaser question in a minute. Ken's weird news today.
Yeah, what are we going to talk about?
Oh, my gosh.
You're scaring me.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Well, give us a hint.
I listened to the audiobook. Imminent UFO Hunter.
The whole thing?
Well, I'm over 2/3 of the way through.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it.
Okay. I was going to buy you that for your birthday, but then I was like, he's not going to read that.
No, I'm listening to it.
Wow, love it.
Yeah, right. It's a lot. It's a lot. Wow.
Share the knowledge.
Well, a little bit of it. Yeah, coming up at 7:40 this morning on B105. B105 Breakfast Club, Ken and Lauren. Yesterday's brain teaser question I found this interesting. Average person does this 4 times a week, and the answer was washes their hair.
I actually thought of you, and I mentioned you quite a bit.
Why?
Because you're on a hair journey right now, but you still wash it every day.
I don't know if I'm on a hair journey. Well, I guess.
Well, you're growing it out.
A little bit.
Ben from Mainstream brought you some pomade.
Worked out great. Yeah, I think you should wash it every day, but that's just me. But then again, they say you're not supposed to shower every day.
I know.
That was a gasp.
I know.
The dermatology experts, but I got it. Yeah, no.
Yeah. I know.
Okay. Well, whatever you want to do, you do.
Yeah, do you. We're not going to judge, but I also wash my hair every day. But This is not what that's about today. The average American only does this chore once every few months. What is it? I hate doing this chore.
Oh, I bet you do.
I hate it.
Probably gag quite a bit.
I try not to let it get to that point.
Okay. The average American only does this household chore once every few months. Should do it more often than that, probably.
Yeah.
But
and as long as you're, looking
sure.
often, you might not need to do this. That probably was more confusing than what it was worth.
Okay, 727-B105, average American does this household chore. I just gave away a clue there. Every few months. That's okay. B105 Breakfast Club. Ken and Lauren, here we go. Your brain needs your question.
Okay, the average American only does this household chore once every few months. What is it?
Okay, let's go to the phone, see what we got here. Not a fun household chore. That's why you don't do it very often. Let's go to the phone. Hi, B105. What's your guess?
Garbage.
Not take out the garbage.
Garbage. Hi, B105. What's your guess?
Is it dusting?
No, I'm not dusting.
Alrighty.
That's a lot of human skin particles.
Okay, ick.
Well.
And I don't dust. It's hard for me to reach.
Oh, my gosh. We got to get one of those Swiffer extensions, you know?
I know. That's true.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, well, good luck. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Hi, what's your guess?
Clean the toilet.
Ugh, not clean the toilet. I would hope more than every few months. But yeah, it depends. I don't know. Okay. Well, good luck. It's just life in general, I guess.
Yeah.
Hi, what's your guess?
Clean toilet.
Not clean the toilet. You should do that more often, though.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm not saying personally I don't know you, but I mean everybody should probably.
You can get one of those things that do it automatically.
I mean, they work for a while. You mean like the things you put inside the tank? Yeah, they work for a while, but eventually you got to scrub it.
Oh, okay. I guess I wouldn't know.
Yikes. The average American only does this household chore once every few months. You haven't gotten it yet. I'll give you this.
You could get sick if you don't do this potentially.
Well, usually it's more like a science experiment at that point. So, it's not like it's almost, but that's...
Lots of vegetables, I'm sure.
There you go. All right, okay. 727-B105. Good luck. All right, on the Breakfast Club. Look at your weather forecast coming up next. B105, it is Breakfast Club with Ken and Lauren. Good morning. 7:39. So this time every week, Ken's Weird News. I've been talking about, I think last week I talked about how this... another Pentagon guy's coming out with a book, Tell All, or whatever.
But it's the first book we already have talked about.
Imminent by Lou Elizondo, inside the Pentagon's hunt for UFOs. He was the director of ATIP, which was...
What's that?
Before AARO, it was the Advanced Aeronautical Threat Identification Program. That was a secret program that came out a few years ago.
Love that.
But the book talks about his experiences in there, and I haven't finished all of it. We're listening to the audiobook because we went down to Green Bay at plenty of time. So I've listened to probably 8 hours of it. So I'm well over halfway through.
Wow.
It is, he starts off the book, first off, the foreword is by Christopher Mellon, which is a former Deputy Secretary of Defense, blah, 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 talking about how important this is and, you should be paying attention to this kind of stuff and whatever. And then it goes on to Lou, and he says that what I'm about to tell you sounds crazy, and I understand it sounds crazy, but it's real, and that's what you need to understand. And goes into it and talks about all the stuff that has happened. I think I mentioned, he talked about how Roswell really didn't happen. That was really a thing, and it was a cover-up.
I got to look into that.
And this is a guy that... So this is the thing that I have a hard time with. I haven't finished the book yet, but it's okay, he's saying all this stuff, and it's... So if it really is real, which I don't understand the benefit to him on doing this. Why does the government let him say any of this stuff? Because he still has government clearance. So why? So
can they really stop him?
Yeah, and I haven't finished the book, so I don't know all the retribution that's come against him and whatever yet. I haven't gotten to that part of the book yet, but it's amazing. One of the things they talk about was they figured out why UFOs are saucer shaped. Or triangular, or the different shapes that they have. Yeah,
because, there's different shapes according to, the National UFO Reporting Network.
Well, and what they've hypothesized is that the technology needed to use, that's the most energy efficient way to use that, because they make a little bubble around themselves spending space and time.
Did he mention if they were green? like in all the movies.
Okay, you want to know something really crazy?
I do.
This is really crazy. He said there's 2 different types. They have the Nordic. This is just crazy.
Okay.
But they're taller, skinnier, and then
like green, like that, like the classic.
They didn't
UFO.
mention the color of that, but then the grays. He mentioned them by name, the grays, and those are the ones that do all the dirty work for the. It's just crazy stuff. This is
do they
insane.
look like aliens, or are they disguised as humans?
No. Well, I don't know. You're answering questions that nobody knows yet at this point.
Well, I thought he would know.
Well, you got to read the book. There's a lot more in there.
I kind of want to.
That's just scratching the surface.
Oh my gosh!
And it is. It's pretty crazy. And the fact that the number of encounters are going up and up and up and up and up and up
Right.
and up.
And it's mainstream now.
And that's the whole point. That's what he was trying to do to get that there. So it is really weird.
Wow. I need to see if the library has it.
The book is. And I'm listening to it as in own words and stuff. It's just,
And he's reading the audiobook.
Yeah. They actually had a plan at one point to take a bunch of nuclear Navy flight group, like a destroyer, submarine, nuclear destroyers, and whatever, as a trap, basically, because they're attracted to those, so that they can come out there and then they can observe everything they can with all these different cameras and stuff. But the Pentagon buried the project.
Wow. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go up against the Pentagon.
Well, and the problem is that a lot of it is people have their very strong religious beliefs, which, people are entitled to believe what they can, but then they just dismiss this as it can't possibly happen, because of their religious beliefs. And that's like the big problem with this coming through, is that it just, if this stuff all comes out, it's going to rattle so many people to the core. I almost don't want it to happen.
Even people that maybe aren't super religious, it just goes against what. No, but 5 years ago, we never would have thought that UFOs were real.
Right.
Well, I just requested the book from the library.
Well, check it out. It's crazy. It is nuts. Most of the book is about him, and it's not like it's all about tell all, but there's enough in it to keep you going.
Okay,
it makes it really interesting. But okay, we're done with that.
You sold it.
It's
get him on the show.
I'm sure he's probably. Lauren's Country Lowdown on B105. All right, what's happening?
All right, well, I was talking last hour about how Morgan Wallen, he was one of many country stars who issued a statement about Hurricane Helene. A lot of country stars have families that are affected because obviously there's flooding all over the place.
Yeah.
Luke Combs says he's working on something to help. And then Morgan Wallen also said, thank you everybody for your concern. He said my family's okay because he also has family that was in the path of Hurricane Helene. And he said, I'm in contact with my team and I'm going to figure out what I can do. Well, last night he donated $500,000 to the Red Cross for hurricane relief.
Well, that's nice.
He's been donating a lot of money.
Yeah, that should help out. I'm looking now. Where's his family from?
So he has family in East Tennessee, and that's where people are kind of, worried about him and his family.
I've been hearing the big headlines of Asheville, which isn't too far from there. Asheville, North Carolina. It's just crazy. I was kind of out of the loop because I was gone this weekend, but catching up on it, seeing what happened, unbelievable. Yeah, so he says, yes, my family's okay, but he says, I know a lot of people aren't okay, so that's what I'm going to try to do to help. So anyways, you can read more about that. B105country.com. Jelly Roll, he debuted a new song on Saturday Night Live, and I was talking about this yesterday, but now you can actually read the lyrics to the song because it's on his upcoming album that comes out this month. It's called Winning Streak, and he said it was inspired by a conversation he overheard between two people at an AA meeting, and it was a super moving performance, and so now you can actually read the lyrics because the song is not out yet. Yeah, I saw Saturday Night Live. By the way, I thought it was a great episode. Yeah, I honestly... Tim Gaffigan as Tim Walz was pretty funny, I thought. Yeah, I always watch, the clips. But, I mean, what an honor to be the musical guest on the 50th season premiere, and then the night before that he sold out Madison Square Garden. He's just killing it. Mm-hmm. So, love seeing that he's still singing about his life and, really deep, meaningful things. So I read the lyrics, definitely moving. You can check that out on our B105 app. And then Carly Pierce, she announced yesterday that she's partnered with a wine company called Conundrum Wines. It's a new partnership with a special limited edition label for 2 different blends. She said it's her
dream, like this is a dream come true. She says, I always have this type of wine on the bus. She also openly loves wine. She has a song called Hide the Wine. So that is her latest venture. And then she also said in a recent interview, and we didn't get to talk about it, she was asked about the heckling thing again from We Fest over the summer. She said her mom was really mad at her for using bad language on stage. So celebrities are just like us. And yeah, you can read that full interview, B105country.com. My mom would probably encourage me to do that. So it is.
Your mom would probably be the one heckling.
That's true. Or she'd be on their side. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we don't need your shine on B105 is Breakfast Club with Ken and Lauren. And coming up next hour, we've got your B105 cash cow code at 820. $30,000 could be yours.
That would be nice.
Well, you can get you out a couple of jams there for sure. Or you can spend on something fun.
Yeah, so I put up something on Facebook yesterday that said if you had to use that money to travel, where would you go? And I was reading the comments, and I was like, well, now this makes me want to go. There was Bahamas, Aruba, all tropical places, basically. So
Jamaica, ooh, I want to take you to Bermuda, Bahama. How's that go?
That was in my head all day yesterday, and that's probably why is that Facebook post that I put up.
That could be, yeah, right. Well, check it out right now on the B105 Facebook page, and your chance to win $20,000 coming up, or $30,000 at 820. I got my numbers mixed around there. That's okay. We got it. Yeah, you got it. Okay, we know what we're doing. B105. Oh, and lies on B105. It's Northland's number one for New Country and the Breakfast Club with Ken and Lauren. And today we're going to be in the 60s or so, a little bit cooler of a day for your first day of October. 61, breezy too. So I got to go to Lambeau Field for the first time. Wonderful experience.
At your job, do you ever have to deal with a nose roller? How about a snub pulley? Well, if you're installing a new conveyor belt system, dealing with the different components can sound like you're speaking a foreign language. Luckily, you've got a team ready to help. Grainger's technical product specialists are fluent in maintenance, repair, and operations. So whenever you want to talk shop, just reach out. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Lots of fun. So it was Vikings-Packers, of course, on Sunday. So I was told to go early, so we went early because of all the tailgating. I think we got there about 10 o'clock or whatever.
Can I just say that I didn't know if the Vikings or the Packers won because you're my gauge of that.
Oh.
You know, if you're sad, I know that the Vikings lost.
Yeah, I was just happy to be there. And then the first half, oh my gosh, it was the amount of booing in Lambeau. It was it was cringy almost how bad it was. But then the Packers came back and made a game out of it. And then towards the end, I was like, really, we're going to blow this? But no.
Because it was close, right? Only 2 points.
31-29, and the Packers really came back. But as far as the experience goes, I got to go up on the roof of Lambeau, the thing, because we're supposed to have a flyover, but with Hurricane Helene, they canceled the flyover because the guards were down there helping out with the hurricane relief, whatever. But got to look around. They said when you get to Green Bay, don't expect much besides Lambeau because there really isn't much, and they're right. There really isn't much to Green Bay. You're up there, you look around, and it looks like you're...
it's a lot different than you would think.
It's like they slap an NFL stadium in a small town Wisconsin, really, is what it feels like. But it was cool. Everybody was super friendly, nice. There was, we got to check out Titletown, went around through there. We walked a lot. I think I put 10 miles in that day.
Wow.
11 miles. No, it was more like 12.
In your Crocs?
Yeah. They were a little sore.
That's interesting.
I need to get I lost that one pair. Anyway, long story short, I'm using my backup Crocs this weekend.
I'm glad they have backup Crocs.
I almost biffed it at a quick trip on the way down because there was a wet floor and these don't have any tread left on them. So
you got to figure that out by winter.
I know. I got to get new shoes.
Yeah, you don't want to go down.
But it was a great time, Lambeau Field. I think I want to go back again because it was a fun way to experience football. And
it is like a different life, I feel like.
And there's a lot of Vikings fans there. And I didn't have any. So the Vikings clothes I have are like hoodies and stuff, and it was a really warm day, so I didn't wear any of that. And then, of course, there's no place to buy any Vikings gear down there. And I thought, you know what, I don't need to be going into Lambeau wearing...
You should have. That's pride.
Well, and everybody else was. Yeah. There was a lot of Vikings fans there. So, and then people ask, are you a Packers fan or a Vikings fan? And I say, well, I'm a Vikings fan. They said, and you didn't wear your colors, did you?
Yeah.
I couldn't
you're
even.
Being judged.
I was being judged either way. You can't win.
No, you can't win. But glad you had fun. You're back in one piece.
Yeah, you were worried about that.
Yeah, I just know it gets a little crazy. So.
It's going to get a little crazy, that's for sure. We had fun. Coming up, Brandon Gilbert, Lainey Wilson, and your chance to win $30,000 with B105 Cash Cow next. B105, it's Breakfast Club with Ken and Lauren. Okay, Lauren, make us smile. Warm our hearts. It's all in your hands. Our lives are in your hands.
Okay, that is not going to happen, thankfully. But I think that this is going to pull at your heartstrings, Ken, because you're a dad. And I always say just wait till your daughter starts dating and you don't want to hear about it.
Oh, boy.
But this story is all over the place for good reason. A dad traveled miles on foot, 17 miles, through Hurricane Helene's damage to be able to walk his daughter down the aisle. So what would have originally been a 2-hour drive from South Carolina to Johnson City, Tennessee, took like hours, an entire overnight journey, and at one point, this dad actually had to get out and walk. He said at some points it looked like it was a Hollywood disaster movie. He had to ditch his car at one point. Like, he did everything possible to be able to walk his daughter down the aisle, and I think that any dad would do that. You don't want to, miss your daughter's wedding and walking her down the aisle and everything like that. But
poor daughter, too, to have her wedding happen. I mean, how many people weren't able to come to it
I know.
because of all that,
Yeah.
Who plans for a natural disaster on their wedding day?
Yeah, so thankfully he left early and everything like that, and he was in the process of moving, but he said, he was getting diverted by hours of traffic and detours, and then he said at one point it took me 3 hours to go 10 miles, and things were completely washed out, and his coworkers helped him. He just really did a lot to be able to be there. So you can read that full story. It's everywhere. But
yeah, that's cool.
I just can't imagine getting married without my dad there. So just the fact that he made that trip, and I'm sure his daughter was really stressed out about it too, because she doesn't want to get married without her dad there.
I'm sure there's a lot of stress going on there for sure.
Yeah, so love that story.
Well, that's good, and hopefully that won't have to happen.
Yeah.
Our wedding was supposed to be the end of the world.
Oh,
remember?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They had those trucks coming through town with billboards on the side saying the end is near, and it's the day of my wedding. And I thought, what are the odds? What would the odds be?
That is actually the best thing.
Rodney Atkins, these are my people. I'm B105, Northland's #1 for New Country. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.
Have an amazing day.
Well, we'll have all the codes for you, though, coming up. Next one will be 10:20, and then we'll go throughout the rest of the day. Otherwise, Joe Danger's in next.